The purge of social media has begun. Already, I'm getting inundated with messages from people saying I was banned, I was blocked, I was locked out, my page was shut down. And Donald Trump actually intervened and helped one page out of all the other pages that have been shut down. Facebook reinstates NJ Women for Trump group with 29,000 members and admits to enforcement error after President flag that had been taken down without reason. No, I'm sorry. It's not an enforcement error. It's Facebook actively conspiring against the United States. Okay, maybe a little strong on that one. Okay, I'll walk that back. Facebook is doing everything in its power to subvert our democratic process. The Democrats have done the same thing with changing our voting structure. And they would say that we are the ones, that Trump is the one cheating and changing the rules and moving the goalposts. Facebook is banning group after group and journalists. Ladies and gentlemen, Ford Fisher. Ford Fisher is a journalist respected and loathed by everyone. And what I mean by that is he's respected by everyone, both sides or all factions, and loathed by many people of all factions because, well, he's a journalist, he covers the news, and it's not flattering for everybody. Ford says, I just posted a video of police arresting protesters onto Facebook. When I went to share it into a group, it's a group for supporters and friends of Bose TFC's Fifth Column Network, I got banned from, quote, complex entity interactions until December 29th. Reporting the error yielded an error. He says, this is the video itself. For some reason or another, Facebook has taken the position that viewers should not be able to share videos of riot police arresting activists during election season. It's very, very strange. So what does this mean? You're temporarily restricted from complex entities interactions until December 29th. Until the new year? Ford is banned from sharing these videos until the new year. Why? What's going to happen in December? Makes you think, doesn't it? I don't know. Sounds like Facebook is taking a particularly heavy hand. I mean, to be fair, they maybe don't want fake news being spread just before the election and just after it. But December 29th is well after the election. Could it be something big is on the horizon and it's going to be really, really bad for all of us? Perhaps. Facebook reinstated this one group, and that's exactly what you'd expect from Facebook. They'll ban 1,000 people. One or two of them will get the attention of the crowd, and Facebook will say, that was a mistake. Welcome back. We'll ban them later. There are some people who are safe because they're so high profile. And there are many people who are medium profile and decently sized groups that only get banned because no one knows about them. There have been way more groups than just this one that have been banned. And only this one is getting put back because the president intervened. Trump wasn't supposed to win in 2016, and they know it. We know it. Everyone knows it. And they're mad, and they're coming back with a vengeance. This, to me, what we're seeing from Facebook, and yes, Twitter, let me show you what Twitter's doing, is the most nightmarish election interference. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I have to say it. Twitter, I believe I have evidence, is actively trying to suppress Republican votes for Trump and prop up Democratic votes. I mean this 100%, and I believe I have evidence to suggest that Twitter is doing it on purpose. They are actively suppressing conservative votes. Let me show you from Vox. Trump keeps telling people to vote twice, even though that's a crime. Really, Vox? Very, very interesting. What is this? Trump tweeted, North Carolina, to make sure your ballot counts, sign and send it in early. When polls open, go to your polling place to see if it was counted. If not, vote. Your signed ballot will not count because your vote has been posted. Don't let them illegally take your vote away from you. Twitter placed a block on this tweet. It says, this tweet violated the Twitter rules about civic and election integrity. However, Twitter has determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible. But you can see there's no retweets. There's no shares. I don't know what happens if I try and like it. You can't. I can't like it. We try to prevent a tweet like this that is otherwise breaking the rules from reaching more people. Donald Trump told his supporters, if on election day you're not sure your ballot has been counted, go and vote, because if your ballot comes in afterwards, they kick it back. Okay. Twitter blocked this. Let me show you this tweet from Politico. Mark Caputo covers the 2020 campaign and Florida for Politico. Now, I don't know who follows Mark Caputo, but he posted this. If you live in Florida and believe your absentee ballot has been lost in the mail, or it seems late arriving, you can still vote in person at an early vote station this weekend or election day. Your absentee ballot will be auto-canceled if it arrives after you vote in person. Okay. There's two ways to take this. I want to make sure I'm being reasonable here. Is what he's saying is your absentee ballot lost in the mail before you actually received it? That's what I think he means by late arriving. Well, it sounds like he's telling people, to me, the way I heard it, was that he said, if you've sent in your absentee ballot and it seems to be late arriving, you can still vote in person. And the reason I believe that's the case is because he said, your absentee ballot will be auto-canceled if it arrives after you vote in person. Sounds like what Trump said. To be fair, maybe because his is a bit vague, and it may sound like what he's saying is that if you didn't get your absentee ballot, you can go vote in person. Maybe that's what he's saying. Sure. You know why I think he's not saying that? And you know why I think the honest interpretation is that he's telling people to vote twice? Why would he say you can still vote in person? Of course you can vote in person. Of course you can. It's called going and voting. We always do it. If you didn't get your mail-in ballot, you go and vote in person. That's normal. Why would he need to tell people they can still do it? Of course you could. You could always do it. You can't just still do it. You can do it. Your absentee ballot will be auto-canceled if it arrives after you vote. To me, it sounds like what he's saying is if you get your absentee ballot and send it in, then if it doesn't arrive on time or it feels like it's lost in the mail, you go vote in person and don't worry, they'll cancel it. Sounds like that's what Trump said. Maybe his is a bit more vague and may actually, maybe they're saying, oh, he's just saying that, if you didn't get it in time. Take a look at this. His tweet was in response to Dem House leader saying, raw footage of mailroom and post office here in Miami-Dade. Source revealed mail-in ballots are within these piled up bins on the floor. Mail has been sitting for over a week. In response to this tweet, many people said these ballots must be counted. In fact, I don't know if I can pull up any direct responses, but many people are saying the ballots must be counted, right? Someone said, what would Republicans do if they couldn't cheat? Lose. Haha. All concerns about fraud and suppression should focus on Republican efforts. Blah, 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 blah. Why would it be that the votes need to be counted if they weren't even filled out yet? And if someone didn't receive their mail-in ballot, well, they would just go and vote in person. It's simple. Well, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt and say there's potential I'm wrong on this one. It sounds like Twitter is letting a journalist tell Democrats propping up a Democratic tweet saying, go vote twice. At the very least, shouldn't this be flagged as bad information because it's unclear? Donald Trump tweeted essentially the same thing. And mind you, I don't know about the rules of North Carolina, but in New York and several other states, there are similar rules. So check your rules because Trump was not wrong. Twitter has stopped the president from telling his supporters, here's what you can do. But Twitter is allowing a journalist for Politico to tell Democrats what they can do. And it sounds like the exact same thing. Now, again, maybe he's saying you requested an absentee ballot. It never showed up, so you can still go vote in person. Okay. Then why would it matter if your ballot is auto-canceled? You just throw it in the trash. You just didn't get it. Why would he be showing a video of mail-in ballots piled up in bins undelivered? Why would people be saying the ballots must be counted? Because the assumption is, and the insinuation is, you can vote twice. There are some states that allow this. So I'm not surprised someone would be saying it. The president, however, is not allowed. So, my friends, dirty games are afoot. But I would like to leave you with some words of wisdom. I don't know if you saw the news, but I would just like to say, on Tuesday, do not vote for Truin and Anna Shabbat pressure. Vote for Kafifi. Truin Anna Shabbat pressure is clunky and tired. Kafifi is sleek and thought-provoking. Truin Anna Shabbat pressure leaves us confused and uninspired. Kafifi is the original same great taste you know and love. I don't always vote, but when I do, I vote Kafifi. If you're not familiar with this reference, I feel bad for you. No, I'm kidding. It's Joe Biden's gibberish statement versus Trump's gibberish statement. Look, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm allowed to tweet that Joe Biden said true in Nana. It's okay. True in Anana Shaba de pressure. I transcribed this. It was very difficult. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm probably going to get banned off YouTube. I think after the results come in, we're going to see a bunch of craziness. We're going to see a bunch of videos, and I'm going to be told I'm not allowed to talk about it. Project Veritas will probably find evidence. There'll be a bunch of videos popping up saying, look what's happening. And YouTube will tell me no. And they'll delete my videos. I guess we'll see. But if that's what it is, then you know what? It's been nice knowing you. I hope you're ready for whatever happens. And we'll just have to wait and see. Next segment's coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you all next time.